Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a look at the first ever Grafaiai card in the Pokemon trading card game, and I suppose the first ever Shroodle while we're at it. Although, you know, if I'm telling you that it's the first ever Grafaiai card, come on, ladies and gentlemen, kinda has to be the first ever Shroodle as well. And we've got a secret rare, artwork rare, illustration rare, call it what you will version of it, which is honestly one of the front runners for the best card in the Scarlet Violet era, at least artwork wise. And it is done by the lovely Oswaldo Cato, and I'm a huge fan of Cato, as I've mentioned on this channel before. But this might be the best card Cato's done. It is certainly up there. It is a stunning, stunning card. Now, in terms of Shroodle, we are doing what we usually do here, and that is to say, it's a new Gen 9 Pokemon, so we have two different basic Pokemon from which to choose. And I should say, I did these translations all by myself. Now, I did check with the lovely Antoine Boulet, although I made one little mistake, but I corrected myself before Antoine corrected me, and that's what's important. And what we've got from Shroodle here is a 60 HP Pokemon that poisons your opponent's active. It's fine. I mean, look, if you're playing around with poison, don't forget that Radiant Hisuian Sneasler is a thing. That totally exists. So you can go down that route if you like. Yay. But, yeah. I mean, poison's fine, but let's not go over the top here and think it's amazing. If, however, you want to go for the other Shroodle, you are giving up 10 HP, you've got 50 HP, but you've got what we're looking at here, single energy 10 damage. It's fine for a little bit of cheeky chip damage in the early game. Sometimes I've seen plenty of games and played plenty of games where that cheeky little 10 chip damage actually ends up being relevant for a KO later down the line. It's not exciting, but it could help. And you got an attack for a single energy, which lets you grab a basic energy from the discard pile and put it into your hand. And it's kind of important here that this is any energy. It's a colorless energy that can get any type of basic energy, because that's what we're doing. What's what we're playing around with Grafaiai here. Now, in terms of artwork, like I've said, this is an all-timer for me. This is one of the best artworks we've seen in the Scarlet. I know we're early in Scarlet and Violet, right? That has not passed me by. But even so, this is one of the best artworks we've seen in Scarlet and Violet so far. This is an absolutely stunning top-shelf piece of artwork. I absolutely adore it. But what does it actually do? Well, we've got here single energy poison. Nah. I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Nah. I can't get on board with this. It's just not good. Like, if you really want to do poison, go use a Shroodle that poisons, use that one. Because, like I say, even if you go and grab your Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, you're still only talking about 30 damage. I mean, 30 damage during Pokemon checkup, so after your turn, after your opponent's, etc. But you're still talking like 30 damage. Let's not go pretending that's a huge amount of damage. No. What I will say, however, is that we've also got a second attack here, which is way more interesting. Because what we've got here is single energy, and you can discard as many energy from your hand as you like. Basic energy, it has to be basic. And then for each type of energy discarded, you deal 40 damage. So we're going rainbow here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going rainbow. Basically, what you need to do is play a whole bunch of different basic energy, try and get them all in your hand, and smash, and job's a good 'un. But that's not necessarily going to be as easy as we might like. And the other thing is, the damage here takes a while to escalate. Really, you get 5 energy discarded, that's 200, and then if you add, say, a choice bout, you're getting Pokemon V, but you're not getting all the basic Pokemon EXs. You'll get some of them, but you won't get all of them. So really, the first marker here, the first milestone is 240. 6 energy discarded, and that is 6 different types of energy discarded. And you go ahead and do 240, and that is a decent amount of damage, but that involves having 6 different types of basic energy in your hand and discarding them. That is, shall we say, a little bit of a problem. And if we go to Scarlet and Violet and remind ourselves, we've only got 8 different kinds of basic energy at the moment. We have 8 different kinds of basic energy, which means we're maxing out at 320 here. Now, to be fair, 320 is about what you'll need, but that means you've got to get one of each of 8 different types of basic energy in your hand. That's not an easy thing to do. At this stage, we are lamenting the loss of fairy energy, because if we were to still have fairy energy, we'd have 9 different types, and I'm not saying that that would all of a sudden turn this into a stunning game-breaking card or anything stupid like that. But I absolutely am saying that if we had fairy energy, then it's easier to get 8 out of 9 in hand than it is to get 8 out of 8. And it means we would be maxing out at 360 rather than 320. Now, I'm still not saying that would be amazing, but the more different types of basic energy here, obviously, the better. Now, one of your best friends here is going to be superior energy retrieval. That is going to be absolutely amazing here. Of course, that is getting a reprint, as we know that has been confirmed. So that's rather lovely. That lets you discard 2 cards from hand and search your discard pile for 4 basic energy and put them into your hand. And obviously here we'd be talking 4 different types, which is 160. And then hopefully you've got 1 in your hand. You see where we're going with this? Even when it feels like it's ramping up, it's not actually ramping up as much as you might like. Interestingly enough, it's going to be Paldea Revolve that has superior energy retrieval. It was in triple beat over in Japan. So we can play around with Eldegoss. Eldegoss will work here. That lets you search your deck for 2 basic energy. Put them into your hand. So here, obviously, you get, maybe 3 Eldegoss out. And then you can get 6 different types of basic energy. And then you can be doing quite consistent 240. And that's actually kind of cool at that stage. But I'm asking you to get 3 Eldegoss out, plus Grafaiai, plus realistically a second Grafaiai for when the first one goes down. And then after that, let's face it, you're probably going to need to, have at least 1 draw of some description. And then all of a sudden, hang on, that's your 6 bench spots. And then you're struggling for bench space, you're struggling to get all your stage 1 set up. It is, I think it's fair to say, an awkward situation. I don't think that that's unfair. Now, if you're doing this, Energy Recycler becomes your best friend. We had a reprint of Energy Recycler in Battle Style, so it has survived the rotation. And that will get 5 basic energy from your discard pile into your deck. And then, of course, from there, it can be searched out with your Eldegoss, and jobs are good 'un. But as I'm talking this through, most of you are probably going, well, hang on a second, Wassy. Doesn't that sound a bit awkward, mate? And yeah, honestly, it does. It does sound a bit awkward. And that's my problem. Because as much as this sounds interesting, and it does, and as much as this is one of the greatest artworks we've seen in the Scarlet and Violet era, and it is, we're still stuck in a situation where, are you realistically going to be able to make this work? And I'm not entirely sure. Although, I do have to point out, if we're going rainbow, Ho-Oh from Silver Tempest, plus an excuse to show off the Akira Igawa Ho-Oh here, which is absolutely stunning. As time goes by, I am getting more and more of an appreciation for the artwork of Akira Igawa. And this is a cool card. This is a lovely card, not just artwork-wise, but also in terms of what it actually does. And what it actually does is you can put it from your discard pile onto your bench, attach up to 4 basic energy, but it ends your turn, which is obviously a problem. But then it does 100 plus 30 more for each type of basic energy attached to this Pokemon. So if you can get some cheeky extra attachments onto a Ho-Oh, that could be a big attacker in the late game. But then you need your extra energy acceleration. And you're probably going to need an energy on Grafaiai every turn anyway. And even if you're not attaching to Grafaiai, you may well need the energy in your hand to discard. And it just, again, it gets awkward. It's a cool card, but I do think there's a reason why this hasn't actually ended up seeing any real play as it stands at the moment. And this is where my problem lies. I love this card. I legit love this card. I think it's stunning artwork. I think it's really interesting. I like that I can play Rainbow in my deck. But I do have to look at this objectively and go, you know what? I don't think it's going to work. And that's a little bit of a problem. I'm giving it 3 Wassies. I don't think it is absolute garbage. I think there is absolutely some potential here. But I also think it is awkward, and it is going to be awkward. But if nothing else, it's one of the best artworks in the Scarlet Violet era, and for that alone, I think we should all be delighted. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, chat with us, and of course, get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Martin Cornwall, who's been one of our biggest supporters literally since I started the podcast back in 2012, and is a very, very lovely person. So, thank you very much for the support and for being a lovely person. But by far, the most important thing is always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.